Hello, everyone, and welcome to another cracking fantasy match preview for
Yep.
what is now less popularly known as the 100 and more popularly known as the Jai Mata Di League. Thanks to our friend here, and he'll throw his light and opinion on how he feels about this game.
देखिए जैक बॉल शॉन अबाउट अगर एक दिन में चार चार विकेट लें और अगर दोनों आपके टीम में हो तो आई थिंक इट इज इनफ प्रूफ दैट इट्स नॉट द 100, इट इज द जय माता दी लीग.
That is very true. But
यस.
today's
सो आई थिंक
game, in
व्हाट्स वेरी 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 की टू रिमेंबर इज ये, अगर आपके पास कोई एक प्लेयर नहीं होता तो आप बहुत गुस्सा होते. But
hmm,
that's what the game is, that is how tricky, and which is why we keep saying leaderboard contest के लिए perfect tournament है ये. Small league से invest करने से ज़्यादा multi entry या multi winner leagues में join करो.
Yep, and interestingly, yesterday the guys who got wickets in piles, Stubbs, less than 40% pick. But if you went to a small league, he was people's vice captain. Sean Abbott, less than 40% pick. Again, if you went to a mini GL or a small league, he was people's vice captain. And then Jake Ball for mad people like me, again less than 30% pick. But if you went to a small league, he was people's captain or vice captain. So that should tell you the amount of competition one, and it should also tell you the amount of opportunity that you have to push yourself up in the leaderboard if any of your differentials pay off. Yesterday was one of
Yeah,
those days where all of them worked, but that will not happen every day.
बिल्कुल. And I think that's also very important to realize के कौन सा गेम है जो कौन से प्लेटफॉर्म पे बेटर है खेलना. जैसे कल हमने कहा था, परसों का भी गेम हमने कहा था कि ऑप्शंस कम है, कोई भी चल सकता है, तो उसमें फिर आप अदर ऐप्स पे भी खेल सकते हो. पर अगर आप बहुत कॉन्फिडेंट हो ऑलराउंडर्स और बॉलर्स पे, तो आई थिंक फैन टू प्ले गिव यू दैट लग्जरी कि आप ट्राई करें ऑप्शंस, मल्टीपल कॉम्बिनेशंस विद रिस्की ऑप्शंस एज वेल. तो फिर वहाँ
Hmm.
पे यू आर एबल टू कवर मच मोर ग्राउंड एज कम्पेयर टू एनी अदर प्लेटफॉर्म.
Yes, absolutely. So we'll start by discussing our base team for today's game. Also, keep in mind that we have a giveaway, exclusive giveaway rather, for the India game. So stay tuned till the end for that. We'll also reveal that to you soon.
यस
So
प्लीज.
I think I have too many tongue twisters on me today. So we'll start by discussing the base first up. So we have thought that between Tom Kohler, Cadmo, Sam Billings, we'll go with whoever is batting first. So for now, we are assuming that Sam Billings should be that man. Nikhil bhai, any thoughts on Jordan Cox? Because I feel he's not being used in the best possible way, or is it just that except for Jason Roy, their top order is just doing well enough that they don't need him much?
दैट एंड ऑल्सो द फैक्ट के जो फॉर्म है, मतलब सैम बिलिंग्स बैट्स हायर अप द ऑर्डर, तो
Hmm.
वो नहीं था तो कॉक्स वाज बैटिंग अप एंड देन ही हैड इनफ अपॉर्चुनिटी टू मेक एन इम्पैक्ट. Now with
Right.
Sam back and Will Jacks also in form, Sam Curran also
Hmm.
scoring runs, that makes the order a bit tricky to
Hmm.
take a punt on somebody who's batting solo. Still, while batting first, if you feel कि he might be promoted क्योंकि वो फॉर्म में,
Hmm.
बॉटम लाइन
True.
फॉर्म है, तो आई थिंक इनिंग्स का फिर अगर आप वो भी नहीं नहीं देखना है तो आप यू कैन बैक जॉर्डन कॉक्स. आई एम जस्ट नॉट श्योर ऑफ नरेन्स अवेलेबिलिटी.
Hmm.
That could also make a difference. It could make Cox bat a bit higher also. तो वो एक चीज देखने की होगी. पर या इफ यू वांट टू बैक फॉर्म, मे बी यू कैन बैक जॉर्डन कॉक्स ओवर सैम बिलिंग्स आल्सो.
Fair enough. So for now, we are going with Sam, and then maybe based on the toss and whatever we understand from the conditions,
Yeah.
we can go with a different choice. Then in the batting section, we have gone with Hales, Malan, and Will Jacks. I don't think there's too much of thinking for you to do in this section, unless you want to consider the likes of Roy or Munro. But the problem is that they've been patchy and not in as much form. And because we have so many other options to consider, for now, they're not in our base team. Uh,
बिल्कुल.
there's
आई
one
थिंक दो.
hot
Yeah.
question that I'm getting here, Nikhil bhai, is in what situation will you actually pick Jason Roy today? How do you feel he can actually work out today? Because obviously there's Luke Wood in front of him, so he can again bowl a Gartness sort of ball. But how do you feel he can work out in what situation?
I will always, I'll do Aaron Finch with Jason Roy. I'll keep picking him in one team or two teams, make him captain vice
Hmm.
captain right through जब तक वो खेल रहा है. क्योंकि the amount of people who will continue to pick him will be less. But again, that league, उस टीम से मुझे returns expected नहीं है.
Hmm.
And see, for a player like Jason Roy, it's about that two hits or three hits. वो नहीं लग रही है. And the problem with what I feel with Jason Roy is he's
Hmm.
going hard too early. sometimes just get yourself in, just get a 10 ball 10 or a 5 ball 5. Nobody's asking you to go hell for that. I think अभी जेसन रॉय जो भी ट्राई कर रहा है फर्स्ट 3 बॉल में, he's getting out, but and most of
Hmm.
the shots are aerial and वैसे. तो ट्रेंट ब्रिज है, छोटा वेन्यू है. अगेन ही पॉसिबली नीड्स अ गेम लाइक हाउ स्टर्लिंग हैड अगेंस्ट अफगानिस्तान, जहाँ पे देर
Hmm.
इज नथिंग टू थिंक, जस्ट गो एंड हिट, बट जस्ट बी स्मार्ट अबाउट द एरियाज यू पिक एंड द बोल्डर यू टेक ऑन. तो वो आई थिंक जेसन रॉय हैज टू डू. जैसे मैंने कहा, आई विल कंटिन्यू टू बैक हिम इन वन टीम. कैप्टन वाइस कैप्टन शायद ना रखो, क्योंकि उनका होना ही काफी हो जाएगा. द डे
Hmm.
इट वर्क्स
If
आउट,
that
कैप्टन
clicks,
वाइस,
yeah.
या
Hmm.
तो फिर वो डिफरेंशियल आपका वैसे ही कवर हो जाएगा.
Fair enough. So in the all-rounders, currently we have gone Narayan, Karan, and Sams. One interesting part here is that Samit Patel again will face up to Billings, Jax, Roy, and unless Russo comes up, there's no real left-hander in the order. So how do you see that panning out? Do you feel like Roy can have a tough time against Samit, or because here it's probably the choice that we have to make between one of the two to click?
बिल्कुल. आई थिंक what how and where Naren is also important for me to pick Samit.
Hmm.
प्योरली बिकॉज इन टर्म्स ऑफ कौन कौन है जो उसको काउंटर कर सकता है. यू दे कुड सेंड अ सुनील नरेन ऑल्सो टू काउंटर समित पटेल. इट इज क्रेजी दिस लीग. कुछ भी होता है ये लीग में. बट
Hmm.
एट द सेम टाइम अगर समझो रस्सो है, अगर इफ ही इज कमिंग अप द ऑर्डर, तो
Hmm.
जैसे वी डिस्कस्ड फॉर डेविड मलान, और आई थिंक वी डिस्कस फॉर समबडी एल्स के वो लेफ्टी है तो ये आएगा ही नहीं खेलने. मोइन अली था, आई थिंक मोइन अली, तो वो
Hmm.
लेफ्टी बॉलर आया ही नहीं बॉलिंग करने को. तो दैट इज द रिस्क दैट वी रन विद समित पटेल.
And
बट ही
especially
इज अ
with
नॉट.
these boundaries, yeah.
हाँ, तो छोटा बाउंड्री है, बट अगेन 100 है. सेफ जाना है तो ऑलराउंडर के साथ जाओ. समित पटेल को आप फिर भी ले सकते हो.
Hmm.
रस्सो अगर पहले बैटिंग करता है तो आई बी वेरी टेम्पटेड टू टेक हिम. दैट कुड ऑल्सो मीन दैट यू नलीफाई समित पटेल. बट अगर नॉटिंघमशायर बैटिंग फर्स्ट कर रहा है, एंड इफ दे आर एबल टू पुट अप अ गुड स्कोर, नॉटिंघमशायर बैटिंग फर्स्ट कर रहा है, ट्रेंट रॉकेट्स आर बैटिंग फर्स्ट, क्योंकि
Hmm.
नॉटिंघमशायर इज अ हाई स्कोरिंग वेन्यू और सेकंड इनिंग्स में
Yeah.
चेज नहीं होता कभी कभी. देन समित
Hmm.
पटेल कुड बी इन द गेम नो मैटर द स्कोर, क्योंकि देन दे हैव टू कीप टेकिंग रिस्क अगेंस्ट हिम.
Fair enough. So, like Nikhil bhai mentioned, one interesting point that we constantly see on this ground is there are huge first inning scores racked up, and there's so much of pressure in the second innings for the batsman to catch up that they end up playing a rash shot or another. So, your
Yeah,
second innings bowlers, especially spinners, can be good grandly captaincy or vice captaincy choices because when the dimensions are small, for spinners it can go either way. Either they get hit
yeah,
really badly or because they're being tried to hit at so hard that they end up gifting their wickets to them.
yeah,
So that's our GL call for this game. And Samit Patel would slot into our team if he's bowling second. Then we
yeah,
look at the bowlers. We have gone Tom Curran, Reece Topley, and Luke Wood. So purely the reason why we have picked more pace is because of the dimensions. It's not like spin won't work or will not have a role here, but we don't know how many sets will the spinners actually get.
yeah. बिल्कुल. एंड अगेन सी लुक वुड का यूजुअली वी पिक हिम व्हेन ही इज बॉलिंग फर्स्ट, बट पिछले
Hmm.
गेम में सेकंड बॉलिंग में भी ही डिड वेल. सो अगेन वी आर जस्ट गोइंग बाय फॉर्म. And always, like we keep saying, if you feel somebody will work, somebody will not work, back your instincts to the hilt. अगर एक मैच में नहीं काम आया तो सेकंड में आएंगे, थर्ड में आएंगे. तो अभी के लिए हम लोग फॉर्म प्लेस के साथ जा रहे हैं. तो इफ यू सी द कॉम्बिनेशन राइट नाउ, इट्स वेरी ट्रिकी. इट्स गोइंग टू बी डिसाइडेड बाय वन और टू प्लेयर्स एंड योर कैप्टन वाइस कैप्टनसी ऑप्शंस. So if you feel this game is too tricky for small leagues, play leagues accordingly. Play minis, play multi-members, multi-winners, so that you are able to take that risk much more freely.
Yes, absolutely. So currently, this is our base team with 10 players. Our 11th player will probably be someone like Samit Patel if he's bowling
Yeah,
second. If he's bowling first, then we'll go with someone like Riley Russo. So for now, we are slotting in Samit here because it gives us good balance with three bowling options from Trent too.
yeah.
Now, captain and vice captain, do you see, like, I know that Sam Curran has done decently with the ball, but with the bat, except for that one big knock, he's looked patchy out there. So, do you still feel he's a reliable captaincy choice, or would you go with someone else?
Very hard to look beyond firstly Sam Curran for sure. क्योंकि
Hmm.
again, while bowling first also he could still take one or two because he bowls in the key overs और वो batting भी करने ऊपर आता है. तो अगेन वन वे टू गो विल बी टू गो विद द बैटर्स. क्या आप एलेक्स हेल्स
Right.
के साथ जाओ या डेविड मलान के साथ जाओ या विल जैक्स के साथ भी जाओ, क्योंकि विल
Hmm.
जैक्स कुड आल्सो पोटेंशियली बोल टुडे लाइक ही डिड, लाइक व्हाट स्टब्स
Yeah.
डिड यस्टरडे. तो वो
Yeah.
एक ऑप्शन भी आपके लिए ओपन रहता है कि यू कैन गो विद सैम, विल जैक्स, और
Hmm.
बोथ द सैम्स. दैट इज आल्सो अ हैंडी ऑप्शन टू ट्राई आउट. क्योंकि ये सब ऐसे प्लेयर्स हैं जो they can give you 2 to 3 wickets and score a good 20-30 also. So
Hmm.
in that sense you have plenty of options, but it's just about your visualization who you feel will give you more points than the other all-rounder. I think इस गेम में ऑलराउंडर के साथ जाना ज्यादा सेफ रहेगा क्योंकि बहुत सारे
Hmm.
अच्छे ऑलराउंडर है.
Fair enough. So for now, we are going both the Sams, Karan and Daniel.
Yeah,
And we have the leaderboard contest where I
yeah,
proudly managed to hit the top 10 yesterday finally.
yeah,
So and yes, they have something special going on this week with the Independence Week. You can use more bonus cash in this leaderboard contest. तो अगर आप already fan to play पे खेल रहे हो, you know this, आप ये जानते हो. But in case आप नहीं जानते हो, this week you can use more bonus cash, and if you sign up with our link below, you will get all that bonus cash and a deposit offer. So ensure that you do that. एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट फ्री कॉन्टेस्ट तो है ही, तो वो तो जाके जरूर ज्वाइन करेगा. So that is our team setup for this game. Apart from that, we'll discuss abhi the pitch and ground dimensions. We'll also discuss something special that I had
yeah.
promised all of you. So first up, we'll go with the pitch and the ground dimensions. So this is what we see here at Trent Bridge, and except for one or two odd 70-meter plus boundaries, most of it is really short. And historically, this pitch is much better for batting and it's pretty flat out
Yeah.
unless it's going to be a used pitch.
It could be a used pitch, तो वो
Hmm.
बिल्कुल ध्यान रखना. The best way to know is tune into fan code just before the toss. They do share information in terms of used है कि नहीं. If I get a chance, I will definitely do that. But yeah, keep an eye on that. Used pitch होगा तो the game changes massively because we've seen teams struggle horribly in chases in this 100.
Yep, absolutely. So that is the ground dimensions for today, and I see that nobody is hitting the like button. So जाके जल्दी like button hit करो यार. आप लोग like button hit करते हो तभी तो सारी mini GLs आती है.
बिल्कुल. We give what we get.
Yes, absolutely. And this is what we have to give today.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
for the Zimbabwe versus India game. We have an exclusive giveaway. This is only for the FCP family, and it's a
Yes.
₹1,000 free giveaway to all of you. The entry code for this private contest on the Fan2Play app is FCPIND. So you can join this contest quite easily. If you already have the app downloaded, you can just go to the Zimbabwe versus India game and enter the contest. In case you don't have it downloaded, you can download it from the link below. And apart from that, they also have a free roll for another ₹5,000. So you should join that too. कोई भी free का contest कभी नहीं छोड़ने का.
बिल्कुल. भाई ने बोला करने का मतलब करने का. खत्म.
Okay, and now we are open to taking all questions for this specific game. So happy to answer all of them.
बिल्कुल,
And
बिल्कुल.
considering considering Roy's form and also Billings will bat at 4, do you think we should prefer him over Cadmore? So yeah, we already, that was one of the reasons that we preferred him anyway, because that
Yeah,
Roy issue is going to be there unless he really clicks today. So Billings, that's why it's a good choice, especially when batting first.
correct. एकदम सही पकड़े हैं. You could potentially take both Cox and Billings also. It's a very open call that you can take.
Yes, absolutely. I don't think that he would work because his body language. Okay, this is an interesting observation. So yes, maybe some of you can try this out in some of your teams in terms of dropping Roy.
Yes. Yeah. Last time I felt so both Roy and Fav got out on zero. So I'll shut up.
And Ankush, I will discuss gut feel on Telegram because मतलब वो
Yeah.
थोड़ा वो zone में होना पड़ता है तभी just before the toss. Once the toss happens and you get some more information, then it's easier to be able to share what you feel about the game. Right now, it's too early for that.
बिल्कुल,
And
बिल्कुल. I think
one day,
gut feel is it's a very subjective thing. Some days you feel very strongly about it, some days you don't feel
someday you
good
don't
enough.
feel it at all.
Yeah.
Monroe last time on this ground scored 58. So do you think he's a decent pick in small leagues? Absolutely. On this ground, I think this is one of those grounds where you can pack up extra batters And while
Yeah,
we stay awry from doing that, we will still do that in many of our Grand League teams today. So
exactly.
you can absolutely
बिल्कुल।
do that.
या आई थिंक हमारा थोड़ा खाली बैटर्स के साथ थोड़ा कंसर्न यही रहता है कि भाई साहब एक बॉल में गेम के बाहर लेके जा सकते हैं, बट वही
Yep.
ऑलराउंडर है तो एटलीस्ट वो 20 बॉल के सेट तक गेम में रखेगा अपने को। सो दैट इज द ओनली लॉजिक, बट येस, व्हेनेवर यू फील कि नहीं, जैसे लास्ट गेम में हुआ था द टॉप ऑर्डर फेल अर्ली, इफ यू फील वो वापस होगा, बिल्कुल गो अहेड एंड मेक मुंड्रो इवन कैप्टन वाइस कैप्टन इन वन ऑफ योर कॉम्बिनेशंस।
Yes, totally. And if you guys have any questions with regards to the Afghanistan Island game, you can ask those too. There's no problem because we promised some bonus tips for that one, and that's a decider game, so it's going to be pretty important.
Rashid Khan is back among the wickets. What is else to discuss there? What is...
Ireland is bowling first, so how do you see? You see Mark Adair coming back and taking wickets today, or Barry McCarthy yet?
Yeah, I felt वैसे भी कैंपर was underused. Maybe alternate day के हिसाब से maybe today is the day for कैंपर or Adair, because they are both very good options. Uh, Delan has surprised me a lot. I didn't expect him
Yeah,
to bowl in the 11 over shot out, and
three
he came up
overs.
with 3 wickets. So that is the which just sums up the year. What's also interesting is entire series a team has batted first. अफगानिस्तान has batted first entire series. I don't remember the last time it happened कि पांचों के पांचों मैच में एक ही टीम पहले बैटिंग करी है और एक ही टीम सेकंड बैटिंग करी। तो आई थिंक मार्क अडेर इज अ गुड ऑप्शन एज इज
Hmm.
जोशुआ लिटिल, बट द थिंग विद अफगानिस्तान इज दे आर एक्चुअली बैस बॉल। या तो दे एंड अप विद 130 और दे एंड अप विद 180। 130 होता है तो दे आर नॉट इन द गेम, पर 180 होता है तो दे आर वेरी गुड एट डिफेंडिंग बिग स्कोर्स। तो आई
Because of
थिंक
the
दैट,
spinners.
या
Hmm.
एंड भले स्पिनर्स को इतना हेल्प शायद ना मिलता हो, बट दे आर एबल टू कीप इट टाइट। तो
Yep.
आई फेल्ट मुजीब ऑल्सो कुड हैव अ गुड डे, बट वो अब तक हुआ नहीं है, तो अभी लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस टुडे।
Yes, that's the typical sort of game where you want to go more grand leagues because there you have
या
like seven bowling options from Ireland. So, and you don't
करेक्ट,
know who's going to bowl or not bowl on the day.
यस, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
So,
पर या
guys, you
डू
can
ट्राई,
join the giveaway. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, please do join the giveaway and try out people who have not done much in your Grand League combinations. As we discussed, Camper, you have Mark Adair, you have this guy called as Paul Sterling who's yet to fire big. तो उनका भी बड़ा दिन आना बाकी है. So there are a lot of players who haven't had a great game. Mohammad Nabi's taken wickets, but he hasn't looked himself. So again, batting first, Najibullah Zadran तो है ही अपना बैंक, but Mohammad Nabi could also really have a good 20 ball 40 and change the game for you.
Yes, and it's a fresh pitch today. So, there, as per them, there
Oh,
might be some sideway movement. If you guys are interested, we are happy to share the base team for this specific game too. So, do let me know if you guys are playing that.
बिल्कुल फ्रेश पिच है, मूवमेंट है, तो फिर जजाइब साहब या तो 100 मारेंगे या तो 0 मारेंगे, 10 मारेंगे।
That is a tempting reason to drop him because fresh वो तो वैसे भी was not hitting it, but fresh pitch मतलब it will be dicey for him. Okay, you guys have already joined. ठीक है, चलो share करते हैं 1 minute.
बिल्कुल। आई थिंक यस, जजाई का एवरेज इज 65। आई जस्ट शेयर्ड अ वीडियो फॉर द सेम, उसका एवरेज तो बहुत बढ़िया है। तो शुरुआत अगर अच्छी कर लेते हैं सर, रुक जाते हैं थोड़ा, तो वी कुड हैव अ लॉट ऑफ फन टुडे।
चलो, let's see. So in the keepers, you want to go with Gurbaz again, right? Or you
या
want to try Tucker?
Yeah, Tucker, I would actually try Tucker because the problem is Tucker hasn't come off. तो वो
Hmm.
एक मेरे लिए इशू होता है क्योंकि टक्कर आपको कीपिंग से भी पॉइंट देता था और वो ही प्ले स्पिन डिसेंटली वेल। तो माय
Right.
प्रॉब्लम विद दैट ओनली, इट्स अ कॉल बिटवीन टक्कर एंड टेक्टर। वाओ, गुड टर्न टेस्टर।
ठीक है, तो अभी के लिए उसको छोड़ देते हैं. We can go.
यस,
Najib is our banker, so we can go with him.
या
Paul Sterling, we're trying today. I feel fresh pitch hai, maybe might not be as slow in the second innings also. Maybe he comes off.
या एंड आई एम सरप्राइज्ड ही हैजंट बोल्ड। आई डोंट नो, ही यूजुअली डज कम इन एंड बोल, क्योंकि अभी डेलानी डाल रहा है तो यार पॉल सेलिंग तो डाल ही सकता है।
That Paul Sterling is their eighth bowling option, I guess. So maybe that's
वो
why.
भाई वो इस साल कोई एथ बोलिंग ऑप्शन है ही नहीं, इट इज इधर वन और एक्स वाई जेड नंबर।
वो तो सही बात है. In the all-rounders, we will go
हाँ,
with Nabi for sure, and we'll close all the obvious picks first. So
Yeah.
we have to pick Mujib, we have to pick Rashid, and from Ireland we have to pick Little and Adair because they're going to
Yeah.
bowl at the death. So now we
Yes.
have three key picks to make. Too many tongue twisters today. So Simi Singh didn't bowl in the last game. So do you feel
Yeah.
like you can't pick him in that scenario, right? If he's not bowling at all.
Yeah, I think in one of the combinations we can definitely try Dockrell or Delane, क्योंकि
Hmm.
Dockrell is yet to be dismissed in the series. वो अच्छे से धो रहा है, but
Right.
he is not bowling. तो again वो bowling करेगा तो he becomes a massive player
Then
to
he
try.
becomes massive. Yeah.
Yeah, तो वो but again see that's a gut feel call. अगर आपको लगता
Hmm.
है तो किसी एक कॉम्बिनेशन में दोनों को कैप्टन वाइस कैप्टन में ट्राई करो. Both George Delany and George Declan as a combination.
Fair enough. So last two picks, I'm putting you on the spot. Who are your last two picks from this game? Do you feel like Omar Zai will bowl more today because his batting, मतलब कुछ बड़े hit तो मार दिए उसने last few games में.
Yeah. I'm always more confident of him if he's bowling first. क्योंकि
ये वो
सेकंड
तो
इनिंग्स
हुआ ही नहीं
में
full series.
हाँ, क्योंकि सेकंड इनिंग में प्रॉब्लम क्या हो रहा है कि बालबन इज बीन वेरी गुड फॉर्म, तो पावर
Right.
प्ले वो अच्छे से निकल रहा है एंड अफगानिस्तान आर नॉट बोलिंग स्पिन इन द पावर प्ले. तो
Hmm.
दैट इज द कंसर्न विद ओमर जाय. तो आई थिंक एक डॉकरेल कुड बी अ हैंडी पिक और डेलाने
Hmm.
वन ऑफ द डेलाने तो ले लिया है. तो आई थिंक
Hmm.
डॉकरेल कुड मेक अ हैंडी पिक जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द अमाउंट ऑफ रन्स ही इज बीन स्कोरिंग.
Right.
या
And then the last pick is left to either an extra bowler or the third batter. So do you want to pick Zazai because you're saying his average is high, or do you feel like you're favoring the pitch more?
हाँ, दैट्स entirely last minute eyes close and pick one player call. क्योंकि सी ज़ज़ाए बड़े दिन पे अच्छा करता है बट अगेन इज अ वेरी ट्रिकी प्लेयर टू बैक. नहीं
Hmm.
चलेगा तो यू विल बी होल्डिंग योर हेड कि भाई क्यों लिया इसको मतलब. सो सेफर ऑप्शन कुड बी यू गो विद समबडी लाइक अ इफ यू वांट उस्मान गनी और जादरान. दिस
Hmm.
जादरान इज इब्राहिम जादरान
He's
बिकॉज
been,
इज
yeah,
बैटिंग.
he's looking good. Yeah.
हाँ, तो आई थिंक इब्राहिम जादरान माइट बी अ अगेन सब ट्रिकी पिक है बैटर्स में. तो वैसे जाना है तो या तो ऑलराउंडर में से आप एक और ऑलराउंडर ले लो. यू कैन टेक सिमी सिंह इफ यू वांट और टेक whoever is left that you have not picked. Even
Naveen
Nabin Ulaq
Ulak is
exactly.
left.
Yeah,
Yep.
Nabin Ulaq can be picked. और आप मुजीब को ड्रॉप करके भी एक ऑलराउंडर ले सकते हो. अगेन मुजीब इज
Hmm.
नॉट कम ऑफ येट पर यूजुअली सेकंड इनिंग्स में अच्छा डालता है, अब तक नहीं लिया विकेट. तो अगेन इट्स ऑन द यूसेज ऑफ प्लेयर्स नाउ.
Fair enough. And whoever's tuning in, guys, I think some of you tuned in late. We have a giveaway for the Zimbabwe versus India game. The code only for the FCP users is FCPIND. So you guys can go and join that giveaway as soon as possible. And before
Yeah.
Nikhil Bhai reveals his private winning team, Grand League, and captaincy and vice captaincy choice, you better hit the like button below. And Nikhil Bhai, do you feel you'll go with Rashid one more time?
यस 100%. वाइस कैप्टन तो मैं रखूंगा ही, कैप्टन अगर ना भी रखूँ तो
Hmm.
क्योंकि इस एक बार वो विकेट आ गया तो आई एम होपिंग कि he'll continue to come good. Again, very good option. See, Nabi and Dockrell or Delany are the safest options to try.
Hmm.
But then you can go with combination of Nabi Rashid, Nabi Naveen Ulaq also, because he's been doing well. Mark Kader is an excellent choice today.
Hmm.
Also is camper. So I think we've given enough options. यहाँ से फिर आप एक दो 1-2 का 4 करके चूज कर लो.
Okay, done. So all the best to all of you, and we'll
Yeah.
leave all of you and us to join some leagues in the last 5 minutes. So all the good luck to you. And if any questions for the 100 game, feel free to drop
Yeah.
them to us on Twitter, and we'll
Yeah.
happily take them.
Bilkul.
Thank
Once
you.
again,
Thank
just
you so
please back your instincts. Thank you so much for always joining. Always happy to discuss the games, add value to your fantasy coverage. Yes, Jai Mata Di. Happy winnings.
much. All the best.
सब कवर
Thanks
कर
for
लो.
tuning in.